braces already. These are braces, so the part that is on the tooth is the actual brace. You can touch it. Okay? And then this wire that you see going in between the braces, that's what I was talking about, the wire that we take in and out. So when you get braces, what we do is we take the wire out, we adjust some things, we put the wire back in, all right? But this is what braces look like. These are clear braces, and then these are metal braces. All right? So we have a couple of different kinds of braces so you can see the difference. Pretty cool. Okay. That's a dot so that I know that that's the right one. There's one over here so I know it's the left one. Okay. Do you want to hold it? You want to pass them around? Okay.
Oh gosh.
That's okay. You didn't break it.
Can I just ask a question? Do you do clear braces normally on children? Or do you
Not on children.
Okay.
We can, but usually the kids want colors.
Oh, okay.
So if you're going to get clear braces, putting colors on them kind of defeats the purpose.
Uh-huh.
We do a lot on adults. I've had some parents insist that their kids get clear braces. So
It's more expensive.
it's more expensive, yeah, because if the clear ones break, you can't reuse them. Whereas if the metal ones break, you can reuse them.
Okay.
So the clear ones are more expensive. But the new clear ones are great. The old clear ones used to stain,
Yes, I remember.
and they would turn yellow. These are wonderful. They don't stain at all. Yes?
You have to keep your mouth open for a long time.
When we're putting the braces on,
Yeah.
you do. We've actually made the time a lot shorter because we've figured out different ways to put them on quicker, but usually about 20 minutes. That's how long it takes to put the braces on top and bottom. That was a good question. All right, when we're done with those, let's, you all set? Does anyone know what this is? What is it?
Retainer.
Retainer, right.
Oh my
Do you know what a retainer does?
I think it does almost the same thing as braces, but I think in the back mostly, it holds your teeth in place.
It holds your teeth in place, right on. So retain, the word retain means to hold on to or to keep in one place, okay? So a retainer holds your teeth. So when you're all done with braces, we get your teeth all in the right spots. Well, your teeth actually will go back to where we put them if we don't hold them where they are. So this retainer helps to hold your teeth right where we put them. And you can choose whatever color you want. This one was a purple and pink one, but there's all kinds of different colors and shapes and sizes. So that's what we use a retainer for. Yes, my dear.
My cousin has braces on the top and a retainer on the bottom.
Yep, we do all kinds of different things to fix different problems. You know what, I'm going to go through a bunch of different things and then I'll answer your questions at the end because I know you guys have a lot of questions for me, okay? So let's just get through a couple things about keeping our teeth clean because we can have straight teeth, but if our teeth aren't clean, it doesn't matter. Do you know who this is?
Your friend.
This is my friend. This is my friend Flossie. He's a cow. You're right. So my buddy Flossie has a lot of big teeth. And I like to use Flossie to show you guys how to brush. Who thinks they know how to brush the right way?
There's a puppet.
Show me. What are you doing? You going back and forth? Ouch. How about this part?
Can I do it?
Good.
Can I do it?
Do you have a little different way maybe of brushing your teeth? How would you do it? Okay. Anyone know what shape you're supposed to brush in?
Circles.
Circles, right. When you brush, if you just brush like this, all you're doing is taking the food or the plaque or whatever's on your teeth and moving it back and forth, back and forth, okay? So you're not getting it off your teeth, right? But if you go in circles, let's get us. Oh, God, I got it right in the head. If you go in circles like this,
Wow.
then you get all the food off. Plus, what I think kids miss the most are their gums. So these are, the pink things are your gums, and that's where your teeth sit in, and they have to be clean. And I find that kids don't get down there enough and get their gums. Okay? When you're doing circles, that helps to get your gums. Now, who has an electric toothbrush?
My brother does. I used to.
Okay.
I used to because.
So an electric toothbrush, one of the things it does, some of them do, is they go in circles already. Some of them vibrate really fast, all right? And that helps to get the food off too. But as long as you're brushing the right way, a regular toothbrush is just as good. as an electric toothbrush. Okay? But the electric toothbrushes, I think, can make things a little easier. So if you're having a problem brushing, sometimes your dentist might recommend an electric toothbrush. How long should you brush for? How long?
20 minutes.
20 minutes? Oh my gosh, you'd never get anything done except brushing your teeth. Any other guesses?
No.
20 seconds?
No.
No.
It's on your toothbrush. It tells you. It beeps.
How long? What do you think?
A minute.
A minute? You're getting closer.
How do you know?
2 minutes.
2 minutes. That's right. 2 minutes. So you're supposed to brush for 2 minutes. You don't brush your teeth for 20 minutes. You would fall asleep brushing your teeth. 2 minutes. So a lot of the toothbrushes have timers on them. Okay. If you don't have a timer on your toothbrush and you don't have a timer, tell me before you go and I will give you a timer. Because we have timers here so you'll know how long. 2 minutes is a long, long time. All right? And you won't realize that until you try to brush for 2 minutes. How many times a day should you brush your teeth? What do you think?
2 or 3.
2 or 3? 3? 2?
2, because
Two.
night and day.
Okay.
Once.
How about after every time you eat? That would be good. Now,
Brushing.
who brings a toothbrush to school? Do you? Good for you. But sometimes it's hard to brush after lunch. So maybe when you get home, you can brush. But you should brush after every meal. But at least in the morning and at night. When do you think the most important time to brush is? What do you think?
Night.
Nighttime, right. Because we don't want to leave the food that we eat all day sitting on our teeth, right? Because if you leave that food on your teeth all day, what happens? Your breath stinks. Very good. What happens if you leave food on your teeth too long? What happens to your teeth?
It gets moldy and rot.
They rot. Right, they rot. You get cavities. Exactly. So a cavity is what happens when you leave food or sugar or something on your tooth, and you have little cavity bugs in your mouth, and they're called bacteria. And they take that sugar or that food, and they turn it into something called plaque. Have you guys heard of plaque?
Yes.
If you don't brush your teeth in the morning and you go to school and then you take your fingernail and you kind of rub it across your tooth and you pull off some like white kind of filmy yucky stuff, that's plaque. Okay? So the bacteria or the cavity bugs, they take that plaque and they turn it into an acid. So if you eat a lemon, you know that really sour taste?
Yeah.
That's like an acid. So they take it, they change it into an acid, and that acid will eat a hole in your tooth. That hole in your tooth is called a cavity. And that's when you have to go to the dentist, and the dentist has to put your tooth to sleep and clean out all those cavity bugs and then put some filling in there so that we don't lose our teeth, all right? And that's what we're trying to avoid. So we're going to try to brush after every meal. What else can we do to keep our teeth really clean and healthy?
They're actually bugs.
They're bacteria, so they are kind of bugs, but they're really, really tiny and you can't see them unless you have a microscope. What else can we do?
Floss.
Floss, great. Flossing takes a while, so I don't think if your house is anything like my house in the morning, you're flossing before you go to school. Because we're lucky just to get the toothbrush in their mouth before they go to school, because there's so much going on, right? Trying to get your homework into your bag and get your breakfast in your mouth and all that stuff. So before you go to bed, I'd like you to floss. Who here flosses before they go to bed? Good. All right. Well, who here is going to floss tonight before they go to bed? Everybody's going to floss tonight before they go to bed. It's really hard in watching my kids try to floss. It's like impossible. They cannot figure out how to get the floss between their teeth. So I have to help them, which is okay. Sometimes the easiest way to do it is to have your mom or your dad sit down like on the couch or on the floor, and you sit right in their lap and just tip your head back, and then they can floss your teeth for you. Okay? So I want you to do that. I want you to do that tonight, because if you don't floss, you miss. When we brush our teeth, I'll show you flossing again. When we brush this side, and we brush this side, and we brush this side. But what happens to all the spots in between our teeth? That's where all the food hangs out and gets stuck, and that's why we get cavities in between our teeth, okay? So the flossing helps to get that out, all right? And then one other thing you can do besides brushing and flossing to keep your teeth really clean and healthy, anyone know what that is? How about mouthwash? Anyone use mouthwash? Yeah.
I sometimes.
All right, so here, if you don't remember anything else that I told you today, this is what I want you to remember. I want you to go home tonight, eat a good dinner, be nice to your mom and daddy, do your homework. Then I want you to take out the floss and say, Mom, Dad, can you help me floss my teeth? They're going to floss your teeth, then you're going to brush, okay? And then you're going to have some mouthwash, and you're going to rinse it all out. That's what I want you to do.